Hey, bro, I gotta jump on this webinar. All right, no problem, man. I'll get out of your hair.
The broadcast is now starting. The broadcast is now starting. This is it. Hang out for a second. We're gonna talk. Actually, using this music under the Fair Use Act. So, under the Fair Use Act. Just hang on a second. We're gonna talk about this. And we're gonna talk about some other things real quick, really quick. Something to kind of leave you off with for the day. What's going on, Jeff? Yeah, we're gonna talk some racism real quick. We're in Fifth Ward, Texas. Fifth Ward, Houston, Texas, when they did this video, huh? Just hang tight. Hey, what's up, Jessica? Just hang tight, y'all. Looks like another 30 seconds. What's up, Ben? Just hang tight. We're gonna talk, man. Just hang tight for just a couple seconds. I can let this play. I can let it roll out, man. Because every time I do something, man, the song, it means something, man. So you just pay attention to that. All right, cool. We got some cash here. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much. Thanks for liking it. Jessica, hey Ben, what's going on, man? Thanks for liking this in advance, please. Invite your friends, man. You know, invite your friends, man. We're gonna have a quick little chat. Chilling, man. Chilling. So, you guys may have seen earlier today when I actually did a video. And I talked about how there was breaking news. The world was flat. I'm not flat. It was actually round, like this. You see it. So I did a video regarding that. So now that we know it, we're being truthful about things, and we're being honest. I'm going to take a sip of my Kool-Aid. It really is Kool-Aid. Strawberry, delicious every time. Anyway, I told you every time we get together to talk, I'm going to talk about a couple things. We're going to talk about growth, growth and excellence. And when I say excellence and growth, it's going to be, you know, define it as family, life, community, love, and advancement towards overall making us a better society, making us better people. So, hey, what's up, Auntie? What's up, Frank? Yeah, so, was something that, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about when I say advanced, but there was something there. Jay-Z just came out with a video, and he came out with his new album, 444, and a friend of mine, Erica, she sent me over this this video and was talking about racism, how the quiet type of racism that we experience in the particularly in the black community. Now, the thing is a lot of times think that racism is something that happens from a perspective of just one race to another, But then you have intra-racism. So, like you have intra-racial marriages. That's something that, when two black people or two white people or two would-be Asian people or whatever from the East, when they marry with each other, that's called an intra-relational relationship. Well, we have racism, and racism obviously is interracial, but which crazy in itself because race is a construct. Um, but yeah, since we're going to live in that construct, we have to know. What's up, Pete? We have to know and admit what that actual construct is, and once we know how that construct is created, we can then start to dismantle that construct. Okay, so we're going to talk about intra-racism as well as inter-racism. Well, I've been in business before and also been in corporate America. And when a lot of times you may hear people make some sort of an allegation, make an allegation of, hey, this person's racist, that person's racist, this person's racist. Well, as you may know, like if you look at any of my blog posts at darrenmarion.com, you'll see the first thing I do is I always give a definition. And I do that kind of like if you ever read the autobiography of Malcolm X, or you actually watched the movie, the first thing he did when he got there, when he was locked up, is the guy gave him a dictionary. And then he went and understood, began to learn the words. And the word that always stuck with him was aardvark, and he talks about it. Anyway, so that's why whenever I talk about something, I like to make sure that I will clearly define what I'm going to discuss. That way, we're all on the same page because communication rules the nation, right? So, when I say racism, we have three different types of things. Again, I told you about intra-racial and interracial, but racism is actually an institution. An institution is something that, it's like Indiana University. Indiana University has its own customs places to go, the type of student that goes there. Ball State, party school. Jessica, you know that because you were Mark Tiffany's roommate. So, Ball State was a party school, and there were certain things that happened at Ball State that are just Ball State, that are just Grambling. Things that happen there, that's that institution. Now, Grambling has the same thing. That institution is the same thing as what we call racism. Now, after we have that institution defined, then you say, okay, well, how do we keep people in this particular institution? So, what we do in order to keep people in that particular institution is we use what's called discrimination. So, now we have racism up here. So now we know what racism is. That's an institution. Then we have discrimination, and that's what we use to keep a certain institution in place. And in order to really define discrimination even more, it would be denial of access. So if you say, like me, I drink Kool-Aid. I love Kool-Aid. I love strawberry. So you say with strawberry Kool-Aid, I'm a very discriminating Kool-Aid drinker. So I only drink a certain kind of Kool-Aid. It's delicious every time, too, man. Wife makes with love. Anyway, so discrimination is access. So I discriminate against other forms of Kool-Aid to make it into my cabinet, and that's actually how discrimination is. That's how discrimination works. So if you ever look at a situation where someone is denied access to something, that's called discrimination. So now, the next step from discrimination would be what's called bigotry. Bigotry is they're the people who use discrimination in order to keep racism in place. Okay, looks like I lost a couple people, but we got a couple people that come on back in. So then you got racism institution, discrimination keeps racism in place, and bigots, they're the ones that use the tools. So now that we know that, that actually can go behind any type of race lines. That can be someone that's black that says, hey, we only do things a certain kind of way here. So that person, let's say they may be used to something. Like, for instance, when I have a coffee shop, I'd have people, that black folks that would come in and they would say, no, I didn't know that black people did this. Well, that right there, that statement, for them to even come into the place with that in hand, or with that in mind, that's called bigotry. So I said, well, that is awfully bigoted of you to do that. So, yeah, what's going on, Mark? So I'd say that's awfully bigoted. That's a bigoted thing of you to say, and I'm not sure if you knew that or not. You've been intraracially discriminatory against another black person. White folks, I hear you guys do it as well, though I cannot attest to all the how white folks would do intra-racial discrimination. I can only imagine, but hey, I'm me, you guys are you, and that's it. So that's fine. See, America's like a big salad bowl. A lot of people call it a melting pot. That's the last thing I want to do is call it a melting pot, because when you have a melting pot, that's when things all kind of blend together and they fall apart. It's just like it's just a big mess, and that big mess can be like stone soup or whatever, stone stew. Anyway, a salad is something where you take a bite, and every piece of that salad you can taste it bite, and that's when you do that, you enjoy all the flavors of that salad. So when we say America is a melting pot, we're destroying personalities, we're destroying cultures, all that stuff, that's what makes being a human being great. Makes being a human being that much more, thanks Jessica, that much more enjoyable. It's that much more of an enjoyable experience. So if anything, the lesson would be you folks can be racist. You can be bigots. You can be intraracial bigots. You can be interracial bigots. You can be, as when you're a bigot, that means you can keep certain people from having access to certain things. Albeit, there at times when I would work in a bank, or when I even meet people, you guys know me. Obviously, you know me. You're my friends, and I know everyone on this list. I don't know everyone personally, so otherwise you wouldn't be on my list. You know that I treat everyone as exactly the same kind of person. That same person is given the same amount of treatment, the same amount of access, no matter what. So what I'd like to challenge you is, and challenge you kind of with thinking is, tomorrow, when you see a person, I want you to really look at yourself introspectively with every interaction. If you can't get every interaction, just one interaction. I want you to really take a look and see how bigoted you are. Hey, what's going on, Mike? How bigoted you really are, and then at that point you can see you've actually drank the Kool-Aid. You've taken the red pill. That's when you realize that, all right, man, hey, I'm not a perfect person. I can only get better. I can only strive to get better, and hopefully, and really, I don't hope. There's two different things between hope and faith. Hope, I don't hope the sun's going to come up tomorrow. I know it is. That's faith. If Mike told me that it was going to rain, I hope it might not, but a good chance I might have faith that it would. But anyway, Mike's the weatherman, so. But that's the difference between hope and faith. So I have faith that each and every one of you tomorrow will take the chance to, in an interaction, is to really observe to see if you are a bigot or when you're a bigot, and then really attack that and look introspectively at this situation and figure out, okay, what caused me to be this bigot in this situation. Cool. Now, on to my Kool-Aid drinking, and let me play this real quick.
It's like that, y'all. It's y'all. I'm like a skinny chick, I'm like a big bra. It's like this, y'all.
Yes, yes, y'all. Yeah, that's Bushwick though. That's not me, man. All right, y'all. Peace out. Short man from Jamaica. Actually, big man from Indiana now.